Hey everyone, it's Cassidy from Cassidy Reads and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, as promised from last week, I have my sports romance recommendation. Now I have quite a few books and I wanted to mention a couple books that aren't like extremely popular, and then I have of course a couple popular books or books that had just recently come out, so I'm super excited to mention them all. And small disclaimer, a lot of these are hockey romances because I read a lot of hockey romances. For some reason, I don't know, I do read like a couple like football here and there and baseball and stuff, but mostly a lot of them are hockey. Again, don't know why. I guess I enjoy hockey a little more or something like that, or they just interest me more, I don't know. But let's get on with the video. Starting off, I have to talk about Helena Hunting. This book came out last week. This is called A Lie for Lie. This is the spin-off series to the Puck series. The Puck series is about 11 stories, but 8 official books for the hockey team. And this book follows Lainey and RJ, also known as Rook. This was super cute. Lainey and Rook are on the same plane to go to Alaska, and they meet, and he basically tells her that he's someone that he's not. He doesn't explain to her that he's a hockey player. And after 1 year of seeing each other in Alaska, they meet up again, and it's their reunion, like second chance at love. It's super cute. It's not as funny as the Puck series, but I just really did enjoy it just as much as the Puck series. I did give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And you get to see the Puck characters, which is super cool, and that's what I really liked. I did read all the Puck books, so it was super cool seeing all of them in this book. And the last book that I have to mention by Helena Hunting, which I don't actually have a copy of, is Good Luck Charm. That was also a hockey romance, but it's not really in detail and in depth about the hockey world, where the Puck series is very detailed and they go to games and things like that. The next author that I have to mention is, of course, probably no surprise to the hockey romance or sports romance world, and that is Elle Kennedy. I do have 2 series from her, and that is The Deal, which is the first series that was introduced to us, and then we also have the Briar U series. So far there are 3 books in the Briar U series. There's The Chase, The Risk, oh, they're super shiny, and The Play. Now, this is the spin-off series to the Off-Campus series, and this is the Briar U series. So this is going to be a new adult hockey romance series. It's super cool. I highly recommend, of course, all of these books that I'm going to mention, so I'm going to try not to say highly recommend to every book that I talk about, but I really did enjoy this series as well as the Off-Campus series. I probably enjoyed the Briar U series a little more than the Off-Campus series, especially because it's a little more fresh in my mind, and I read all of the Off-Campus series back to back, and those in all that order. And then as soon as the Briar U series books started coming out, I read them as each of the book came out. But like I said, this is our new adult series. It follows a bunch of different couples, and throughout the Deal or the Off-Campus series, you can see each character that was mentioned throughout the series, as well as in the Briar U series, you get to see the same characters throughout the series, which is super cool because you get to see them continue on with like their couples and like their life and stuff. So it's super cool to read this series. And I'm not one for really reading too much new adult anymore, but I super enjoy these. The steam level is pretty high. The Risk was probably my favorite in the Briar U series because I have mentioned this in my Enemies to Lovers recommendation, but I just loved this book so much. And I think Elle Kennedy is a great sports romance writer, and I actually have another one to mention by her. The next book or duet that I have to mention by Elle Kennedy is also the Him duet, and that is by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. This also is a hockey romance, and Us is the second book, Him is the first book, and this follows Wes and Jamie. It's a romance, and I loved it. Originally, I listened to it on Audible, and first of all, the narrators were amazing, so I definitely had to get a copy, and this was on sale a couple months ago for like $6, so I knew I had to grab it. But huge huge fan of this duet. I absolutely loved it. The romance between Jamie and Wes is super sweet, and you just kind of see like more insecurities in this book, so it's super cool just to like see, because it's like really realistic when it comes to coming out as a gay hockey player or just someone who's gay and like general, and it's just super cool. Highly recommend this series, especially if you do enjoy romances. Now, to go along with Serena Bowen, I have the Brooklyn Bruiser series. Now, these are the first 3 books in the series, with A Rookie Move being the first book. I loved these books, and now I think they come in regular paperbacks, not just the mass paperbacks. These were when Serena published them herself, or no, published them by Berkley, and now the regular paperbacks are as her self-publishing books. And I think there's about 5 books in this series now. I know the 4th book is about the like owner of the hockey team, so I believe so. Oh my god, I'm like blanking, but I've read all the books in the series. But this is just super cute, super fast romances, especially I don't know, I really like, again, I like hockey romances. I don't know why, but again, highly recommend them, just like I recommend every book that I mentioned today. The next author that I have to talk about, of course, has written a bunch of hockey romances. Like I said, a lot of these are hockey romances. Again, I don't know why I read so much. And that is going to be Sawyer Bennett. Now, Sawyer Bennett has this series. She also has the Offside series, I believe, and she also has the Cold and Fury series. This series is currently still going on, and it has a bunch of books. I think there's about 7 or 8 books so far, and I love this series. I can go through these books so quickly. They're fast-paced, super steamy. I loved them all. The last one that I've read, I think I read was Dax. I think that was the last one I read, or the one before Dax. But I'm hoping to continue on with this story series, and I just loved these books. And they're really hot covers. I know I'm getting like the annoying glare from the chair that my camera's on, but highly recommend this series, especially if you're looking for the hockey romances. Again, you get to see the characters throughout the series, which is super cool, with a bunch of these books that I have to mention in this series. The next book that I have to mention is another new adult romance, and it's probably not as popular as a bunch of these other books that I have to mention, and that is going to be Nothing But Trouble. This is the first book in the Malibu University series. This was super cute. I read this as an arc, and I really enjoyed it so much. It's kind of like poor girl meets rich boy, and she doesn't feel like comfortable in front of him, and she feels like his feels like she can't meet his expectations, but their romance is super sweet. There was like a huge like plot twist in this book that I like was kind of confused about, but it actually made the book all more enjoyable. And like I said, I read this as an arc, and I really enjoyed it. I don't know when the second book is coming out, but I hope really soon, and I hope I know who it's about, because the characters in this, like the side characters in this book, are super cute. Just like a lot of these romances, the side characters are so important, because they might be in the next book in the series, or they're just really important to the main character's life, and they just make the books all more enjoyable, which is super fun. The last book that I have to mention is Awkward Weird by Avery Flynn. This is the second book in the Ice Knight series, with the first book being Parental Guidance. This is Tess and Cole's story, also known as Thor. The only thing that I really didn't like about this book was that it's in third person. I don't really read that many third person books. I usually like in first person, dual point of views. This did have dual point of views, but like I said, it was a little just like, not hard for me to read, but kind of just like annoyed me about reading it. I still really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And like I said, this was Tess and Cole's story. They meet at a wedding, and it turns out that she's pregnant after just having a one-night stand. And so it's their love story, and it's super cute seeing them kind of like learn to change for each other, kind of in like a better way, because Cole is a super like neurotic like planner. He needs everything to go as planned, like he has like certain meals, like meal prep and things like that. So it was super cool to see them kind of like learn how to like deal with each other's like differences and things like that. So their romance was super cute. I didn't read the first book in this series, but I think I'm actually going to go back and read it now that I've read the second book. But this was super cute. Like I said, it is in third person, where the rest of the books that I've mentioned are in first person. So that's all that I had to mention today. I didn't want to make this video too long so I can make sorts of recommendation romance videos in the future, so I hope to have like many different videos to go along with the category of the sports romances. These were just some that I've recently read or recently bought, and things that have just stuck with me through the past couple of years of reading, or ones that I've reread because I've reread the Him series so many times throughout the past couple of years. I probably read it about like twice a year almost, because I just love this series. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow me on my Instagram at Cassidy Reads and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you have read any of these books and enjoyed them just as much as I do, because I pretty much gave all of these books either 4, 4.5, or 5-star ratings. So I would love to hear your comments, or if you haven't read any and you're really interested, also let me know. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Bye!